Did you know that in Mushoku Tensei, Rudeus was offered to sleep with Linia? After a gloomy dinner at the Grey Rats due to the problems that arose since Linia started working as a maid, Rudeus was about to sleep alone because Eris was pregnant, and Sylphie and Roxy had their time of the month. As he thought about how he hadn't been intimate in a while, Eris appeared, insisting they were going to do it. Rudeus declined because he didn't want anything to happen to the baby, but Eris insisted and dragged him to the bedroom despite his complaints. In the bedroom, she pulled back the sheets, revealing Linia in a nightgown. Eris told Rudeus to sleep with Linia instead of her, which confused him. He asked if that didn't count as cheating, but Eris insisted it wasn't since her father and grandfather had taught her that it didn't count as cheating if it was a slave. After seeing that Linia herself didn't seem unwilling, Rudeus silently reached out and moved his hand across her body. But instead of proceeding, he lifted her up and dropped her in the hallway, slamming the door and pretending he couldn't hear her as she complained about him being cold. Linia started banging against the door, raising her voice as she complained about being tired of Aisha picking on her. She said that she wanted to be his lover to raise her rank and even mentioned wanting to get pregnant to become wife number 4 and erase her debt, although she said that she totally wasn't gunning for that. Rudeus understood her situation, knowing her debt would take more than a lifetime to pay off. Still, although he had some interest in doing it, there were reasons to avoid the situation, like Roxy and Sylphie likely not looking upon it favorably. Plus, Aisha would be pissed if he slept with Linia the same day she complained about wanting to throw her out. He couldn't let his family collapse over momentary lust. As he thought about this, Lara started crying due to Linia's shouting. Sylphie then burst out and angrily scolded Linia for waking the kids, silencing her and making her reluctantly move to another room. With that, the house was left in an uneasy atmosphere. Rudeus heard Sylphie raise her voice for the first time in ages. Aisha was gloomy, and Eris's attempt to get Rudeus to sleep with Linia was likely her way of trying to deal with the strange atmosphere that had come into the house since Linia arrived. Although her solution showed that she didn't know how to deal with the situation. Linia herself didn't seem to realize that the main problem stemmed from her attitude. One can't really blame her for not realizing, though, since she was likely emotionally unstable after nearly being sold off to strangers and now being a slave with a massive debt. With the tension growing in the house, Rudeus decided to find Linia a more suitable job than being a maid.